the college football playoff, I think more is less. The 12-team playoff is now just showing what I've been saying for the last few years. This is an absolute mockery, and the competitive edge is gone. We are now giving 4 teams that should be eliminated in a normal 4-game playoff scenario another chance. We're giving them another fucking mulligan to get in the playoff. Aren't these the same teams that all the fan bases across America have been bitching about because they're the same teams every year?
No, JB, no.
Yes, they are. Yes, it is.
I normally agree with you, but you couldn't be so far from right on your opinion on this college football playoff. And here's what I don't get, JB. Why are you so against it before you even let it play out fully?
Cook them, Shaun.
Can I answer first? Let me just answer that one at a time.
Let him cook.
No, I'm going to answer that question first. He asked a question. Because next year they want to go to 14 already. So how are they wanting to go to another group of 14, but we haven't even seen 12? So I can't be criticizing 12?
Not until you let it play out. And you too smart a guy, man. You understand 12 and 14 is not about competitive balance. It's about money.
Well, that's what 12 for 4 is. What do you mean? 12 from 4 is. It ain't about competitiveness either. Smitty's using competitive as his term, his word. Just say competitive.
I'll say this. If nothing else, the 12-team tournament is an improvement because it actually gives a Boise State-type team a chance to go up against the big dog.
I don't want to see.
And the 4-team tournament never does.
But we've seen Boise State before. We saw Utah beat Bama.
Beat Oklahoma.
But we saw Boise beat Oklahoma. We saw Utah beat Bama. That was in a bowl game, as it should have been.
Well, guess what? UNLV gonna beat Boise State tomorrow.
I know. I pick them
tonight. And here's what I want to see. UNLV beats Michigan on a neutral field. Ohio State lost to Michigan, and then damn near dropped 3 spots. So I want to see what happens with Boise, who's ranked number 4, loses to UNLV, who, by the way, beat 2 Big 12 teams this year. They beat Kansas and Houston. I want to see what they do with Boise. That's what I want to see. Because
they're going to get booted. They're not going to be in it.
That's what I'm saying. But so if you want to talk about unfairness, that's the unfair part. That Ohio State can lose and don't drop. But Boise, who went to Oregon and lost a 34-37 game, Ashton Jenny ran for almost 200 yards.
Smitty.
If they lose the MAC championship in a competitive game, they're going to drop from where they're at all the way out.
But Ohio State did drop. Ohio State was the number 2.
Let's be honest.
Seed.
No, but Boise's not number 4. First of all, let's fact check this.
Right.
4 in the playoff if they were to win.
Okay, my bad.
Right.
I was looking at the other bracket. Yeah, okay, I was looking at the other bracket.
No,
they're number 4 because they won their division. So they would, yeah.
And that's, again, why my whole point. They would be 4 and get a bye, Shaun, in the college football playoff revision of 12 teams this year we're about to see. You're going to have Boise State with a bye while Notre Dame's having to play a game. Come on,
First of all, no, what you're not going to do is have any sympathy or seek any comfort for elitist-ass Notre Dame that could get in any of the 4 conferences they wanted to get in. All they got to do is say, we want in. They decide to stay out there and play this lone wolf game by themselves. Yep. They could be left out of the football playoff. I wouldn't give a damn.
Hey, I'm with you on that. All I'm saying is we know damn well. But we know damn well.
They want that NBC money. That's why.
Yeah, of course. But we know damn well that Boise, Arizona State, SMU, these teams are not fucking Final Four playoff teams in any year.
So how good is Oregon?
I don't know, but listen, that was
Boise
right after they
played
almost
Oregon and lost 37-34.
Okay, but Oregon just struggled with Idaho State. So, we know it was early in the year.
That's Shaun's point.
It was early in the year. That's my point. Football's watered down. So they're number 1 right now. Who beat Ohio State, to your point, in a close game. And then Ohio State loses their last game on record to a Michigan team who Shaun and I agree is one of the worst offensive Michigan teams ever. And you lost to them. And they're still going to get in the playoff. That to me is not good, Shaun.
If it's watered down, then that means any of these 12 teams could win, then, which means it makes it good, right?
But that's what I don't want to see. That, Shaun. Here's my point. I'll let you talk. Here's my last part of this, Shaun. We're going to see a possibility of 3 different times in this playoff that a team plays each other for the 3rd time. That is not good for college football. I do not want to see Oregon, Ohio State play again. I do not want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing them in the conference title game, but Ohio State wasn't good enough to get into the conference title game. To me, they should already be disbarred from playing in a postseason playoff scenario. They're done. They lost to Michigan and they lost to the number 1 team. I get it, but you lost the last game, Shaun. And we know over history, if you lose later in the year, it's probably harder to get in. Look at what happened to Georgia last year. So I don't want to see these teams play 3 times. Penn State didn't even have to play Indiana, Shaun, and they only played Ohio State. Let's be honest. And they struggled versus a shitty SC team on the West Coast. Penn State's not very good, to your point. They're going to possibly still get in if they lose to Oregon. Let's be real. They're going to still possibly get in because of their right now ranked 3rd. This is not quality. This is quantity.
Well, in the words of JB, homie, you're wrong. Anything that would allow 98 Tulane to have a chance to beat 98 Tennessee, I'm all for. And that's what this college football playoff does. So I'm going to see it out. I hope I'm pulling for UNLV tonight. I want them to win because I live here in Vegas. But if they don't, I want to see if Boise can run the table.
Yeah, it's
I
exciting.
want to see if Ashton Jennings can put that team on his back and win 2 games and win a natty. And had a natty sitting in Boise, freaking Idaho, right in the middle of the blue turf.
Come on,
I
man.
want to see it. That's intriguing to me. I want to see if SMU, who basically said, we think we're so good, we'll come to the ACC and not take any of the TV money initially.
All right, hold on, dog.
We just want to compete. And then guess what? They are ranked number 1 in the ACC in the ACC title game. I want to see if the Mustangs can get hot and get it rolling. That's
let me combat this.
JB, I'm an equal opportunity. He cooking you right now, JB.
Oh, no, he's not. But anyway,
floor is yours.
I am a smart guy, so let me combat all this. So you're so high on this 12-team playoff. Everyone gets a fucking award ass of shit. We got 0-10 teams in California winning CIF championship games. And now here's the thing where I'm going to throw at you real quick. So Clemson, who just lost to South Carolina, who's trying to piggyback and get into this thing, who lost to Ole Miss and Bama at home, do not deserve a shot in the playoff. You lost to the teams ahead of you. The College Football Playoff Committee put Ole Miss below South Carolina, who they beat. And South Carolina just went and beat Clemson handily, who's about to play in a conference title game and get into the playoffs, while South Carolina, who just beat them a week ago, is going to be out. That is not good for college football. Stop it. And now Mike drop that shit, homie.
Nope, that wasn't that strong. I'm going to be honest. That wasn't that strong.
Yeah, it was strong. It was strong.
You talking about the teams ranked from 17 to 25, man. We talking about the teams ranked from 1 to 12.
Right, homie. South Carolina beat Clemson, homie.
SMU can get hot.
No, I don't want to see a team get hot and beat a team that just lost to a team.
Okay, homie, NIU be Notre Dame. NIU be in there? No, some teams it's not. We know they're not good enough. It's okay to have 2 losses on your record and still say you're one of the top teams who get an opportunity to compete. JB, listen, if these teams don't belong, the playoffs will naturally show us that. If these teams are really ass like you think they are, they're going to lose. And we're going to see the best teams end up being in the national title. It will play itself out naturally.
You know Clemson lost South Carolina.
Hey, by the way, shout out to my boy Marquel Blackwell on that staff. Beamer them doing a hell of a job. That quarterback they got's the real deal. Him and Lagway, I'm going to put Heisman Trophy plays in for them next year. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, JB. You sound like the angry old man on this one. And I don't know why.
Hey, did Clemson lose at home? Did Clemson lose at Clemson against South Carolina last week?
Everybody has lost this in the
I just want to. So yes, you're saying yes. Okay, cool. So just say yes when you know it. Just shout it out. So yes, they lost. Oregon. They lost at home. Okay, to a South Carolina team.
You can do that with every team that's in the playoff right now.
So you are okay with 3 lost teams in the playoff?
I mean, hey, it might not be enough 2-loss teams to put everybody in there. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. You're making my point. Just throw everybody in the motherfucker.
So,
but 12 is not everybody.
So hold on, Smitty. I got him, Smitty.
Please.
So it used to be a time you only played 10 college games. Then you start playing 11 college games. Now most teams play 12. So it's a reason why the Super Bowl champion doesn't go undefeated every year. It's because of the number of games. We got to get out of this mindset that record is everything. Like you got to go undefeated to win the championship. Hell, man, you know how it is, man. You're going to slip up sometime. If Bama don't get in, I'm cool with it. And guess what? They got nobody to blame but the fact that they couldn't take their ass on the road to Vandy and Oklahoma and find a way to beat two teams that are inferior to them. I don't have a problem Bama don't get in. And
So should Miami be in?
In my opinion, over Bama, yeah.
Oh, mine too, because their losses are better than Bama's losses. So that's my point, though. The losses to me matter. Clemson lost to South Carolina.
JB, that don't make the tournament a bad thing. You're mixing up two things. So you're trying to cook the steak, but you're putting the goddamn andouille sausage recipe on the steak. Both things don't have to go together. You can be upset about the fact that Bama shouldn't get in. That don't mean the 12-team tournament's a bad idea.
Thank you.
Okay, here's my point. What teams are you putting in, though? Just any old-ass team?
No,
I'm just saying that's what we're doing. We're putting these any old-ass teams in.
I want the Boise States of the world to have a chance to prove that they got a chance to hoist that trophy. And this format allows them that opportunity. Now, if they take advantage of it, cool. If they don't, if they let Georgia, Alabama get in and they do what they always done, guess what? That means they're still the best damn team in the country.
And nothing would change anyway, JB. So to your point, let's say Bama, Georgia, they end up being in the Natty or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's the same way as it's always been. There's no negative to it.
All I'm saying is the negative is this. The negative is this. Losses used to matter in the big picture of things when we selected these teams from the committee. Did it not? Didn't conference champs apparently used to mean something? And losses to teams that have a weak schedule mean something? You lost to Vanderbilt. You lost to a Tennessee team, okay, and you lost to Oklahoma, and you got dominated by the worst team in the SEC possibly, Oklahoma. Syracuse is by far a better team than Oklahoma. That's who Miami just lost to.
But JB, that don't make the whole thing bad.
But that's the teams you're letting in, though. How is it not letting it bad?
No, you don't know that yet.
I do know it. I'm going to have 4 3-loss teams.
They haven't let anybody in yet.
I get it, but you're going to have 4 possible 3-loss teams in a playoff.
But you're mad about the possibility. Let's wait to see who the 12 is. Then let's argue. We don't know who the 12 are going to be in.
Okay, real talk now.
So right now, and I know we got the conference games left. 1 through 12, there's only 1 3-loss team in that group, and that's Bama.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is 13. They don't get in. It's only 12 teams.
Okay, so Tennessee has
12,
2.
Based on the last ranking, Bama's the only team with 3 losses.
Okay, Tennessee has 2. We got SMU, Indiana, and Boise in there. Let's just be real. Indiana's played not one team except for the team they got dominated by.
Penn State and Indiana got the same exact resume.
But they haven't played each other.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But I know. Right. The team they played, the common opponent they played, they got mud stomped by, who just lost to Michigan, who's the worst offense in football. That's what I'm saying. You're going to allow somebody in this group right here to get in the playoff because, honestly, SMU, hopefully they win, dog, because if they lose, I'm just telling you, you're going to have a monkey wrench thrown in this whole thing because now it's going to bump 11 and 12 out, right? Because they're going to be the conference champ automatic. Penn State, if they win, they're both in, which is even more mediocre because Oregon's getting in regardless. We agree?
Yeah, they've earned it.
Is Texas getting in regardless? What do you mean?
So.
See, that's my point, homie. What do you mean? They're fucking going to have 2 losses, both to Georgia.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to see. Because I like chaos. I think chaos is a ladder, in the words of Littlefinger. Shout out to Game of Thrones. I want to see UNLV beat Boise. I want to see Clemson beat SMU. And see how this thing plays out. I want chaos. Because obviously one of Iowa State and Arizona State is getting in because they're going to win the conference. So one of the 12 is already out. But I want to see 17 Clemson beat 8 SMU, and I want to see number 20 UNLV beat 10 Boise State. I want chaos.
But that automatically puts UNLV in.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And Boise's going to be out.
Where do you drop Boise? Where do you drop SMU?
Boise clearly gets out of the top 12 if they lose to UNLV.
Does SMU fall below Alabama if they lose a nip and tuck game to Clemson in the ACC final?
Yeah. They're not
I want
getting
to
in.
see it.
They're not.
I want chaos.
Let's be real here.
Chaos.
Let's be real. We know the 12-team playoff was about money. We also know about the 12 teams they select. I promise you, they're going to pick teams that travel, dog. Let's be real. Money talks. What teams traveling to these bowl game sites? What teams are going to have a fan base that travel? SMU, no. Indiana, no. Boise, no.
Hold on,
Come on,
JB.
dog.
Hold on now. The first game is on campus, right?
Yep. That's the higher seed, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, someone's going to be unavoidable.
No, that's the game. That's the game they already took on as a chalk up. They already chalked that game up. That's an in-house money operation. That's not like high school football. This first round is going to go to. Why do you think there's so many buys, Shaun? Because the first round's at home. That money's being pocketed by, let's say, Indiana. Let's say Boise. Let's say UNLV. That money's not going to the NCAA. They're worried about the big money in the second, third, and fourth rounds, where it's going to Mercedes, Arlington, and these other big places. That's what they're banking on. That travel.
My point being, you got to play your way into those sites. You can't get voted into them.
Right.
Like, you got to play your way into that.
Right.
So if you win it, that means you earned it then. That's the whole point.
It don't matter what your fan base look like. If Boise, well, I can't use Boise because they don't have a bye because they'll probably be high enough.
That's my point. We're giving teams buys. So Arizona State and Boise will have a bye, correct?
No. Arizona State.
Not Arizona State. Not Arizona State. My bad.
Yeah,
Boise will have a bye.
If Boise wins, they'll have a bye.
Make sense.
If UNLV beats Boise, the winner of Arizona State, Iowa State will have a bye.
But make it make sense. A Big 12, Big 12 champ won't get a bye, but Boise, who's not even a Power 5, will.
Let's be honest. The Big 12 was ass this year. Let's be honest.
I get it, but it's still a Power 4 conference. It's still a Power 4 conference. Boise's not.
It was Power 4.5 this year. Big 12.
I get it, but that's again watered down.
Power
the whole
3.5. Shaun.
Yeah, it is garbage.
I think it's crazy.
I hate to tell my homeboy the other day because I know a lot of people on the staff in Colorado. Y'all should have won 8-9 games. That Conference is hot, molten trash.
It is. Hey, let me ask you something real quick. Let's do some Factor Cap and get out of here. Appreciate you guys. It's a Friday, free game Friday. Factor Cap, Smitty. We'll start with you. Bring the energy. Factor Cap. SMU loses and still gets into college football playoff.
Cap. They got to win and get in. If they lose, they out.
Shaun?
I'm going to say fact. I think it matters how they lose. If they lose in a scintillating, down-to-the-wire game, I'm just telling you, they might still get in because there's going to be 2 losses. I don't know it's guaranteed they drop them below a 3-loss Alabama. I don't think that's guaranteed.
I can see it's SMU, first time in the conference, first year in the conference. You can't get in. That's what I'm telling you is going to happen. They don't travel. They don't bring any money to the table. It's SMU in the middle of fuck nowhere. Nobody's following them. They're out. I'm going to say.
First of all, SMU is one of the richest areas in Dallas.
I get it. I'm just telling you, but they don't travel, though. They don't travel. They're not going to go travel to play Alabama. I'm just telling you. I'm going to say Cap. They're out. Factor Cap, Smitty. South Carolina deserves to be in the college football playoff.
Cap. Not even an argument. Not even a discussion.
I'm going to say Cap because they should have beat LSU. I know the quarterback was injured a little bit in that game, but if they handle their business in that game there, then they're in the playoffs. So I do think that some accountability has to go to the team. But again, shout out to my guy, Marquell Blackwell, down there. He got the running backs playing at a high level, a young quarterback. Listen, South Carolina one of those teams next year. I'm just telling you, watch out for South Carolina.
Quarterback.
No, right now, I agree right now. But they lost to Ole Miss at home, who they're ranked above right now. The
LSU loss. The LSU loss is the one that kills them, JB.
But you lost to Bama and you lost to Ole Miss, 2 teams that you're trying to get in over, dog. It don't make sense. You lost to those guys. To Smitty's point, you don't have a shot.
Even with those 2 losses, JB, if they just beat LSU, they're a 2-loss team. They're in the top 12.
Yeah, 2-loss team, but they lost to the 2 other teams that are ahead that are vaulting for another in that top 12. So I just think they're out. Factor Cap, Smitty. Penn State loses and still gets in.
I'm gonna say fact. I think Penn State, I think they can lose this game. As long as they don't get like this completely just blown out, it ain't even close, just a nasty game. They keep it just at least kind of cordial. I think they get in. Facts.
See, I'm gonna say cap here because I think a 2-loss Miami deserves to get in more than a 2-loss Penn State.
Me too.
So this is where I hope they right some wrongs with the strength of schedule thing. And Penn State does not have a quality win. Period. They've beaten nobody. The one good team they played, Ohio State, they lost to. If they lose to the second good team, they play Oregon. Then what are we looking for in the playoff?
But the argument though between them and Miami is okay. If Penn State loses, right, Shaun, their 2 losses will be the number 1 team in the country, Oregon, and then Ohio State, one of the most talented teams, versus Miami, who lost against Syracuse, and who's their other loss?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. 2 solid teams, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, the resume is not close as far as Florida losses go.
Miami also dismantled Florida, and Florida playing some damn good football at the end of the year. I'm just
saying that's their only big win, and that's a team that we call the lame duck team to start the season.
I would favor Miami over Penn State on a neutral field. All I'm saying is, I think Miami could beat anybody on any given Saturday, and I think they can lose to anybody. I don't think Penn State can beat anybody on any given Saturday. So I'm saying the ceiling with Miami is higher.
But see, we're back to the same argument as last year when it was only 4. Does Florida State deserve to be in without the QB at 13-0? This is the same scenario we're going to be debating here in the next week.
No, it's different because they got injured, though. I
get it. I'm just saying. But I'm saying the argument is going to still be there. Factor cap, Smitty. Ohio State deserves to be in the college football playoff.
Facts. They deserve to be in there. I watch my eyes work. I see the town on field. I know they took an L to Michigan. It's a rivalry week. Crazy things always go down in rivalry week. Should they have won the game? Hell yeah. But when I look at the 12 best teams in America, to me, Ohio State is one of those teams. Facts.
See, I'm gonna say cap here because this is where I kind of feel like where you finish in conference matters. How the hell does the 4th place Big Ten team automatically get in the college football playoff?
I'm with you. That's the
thing.
But that's my issue with the playoff, homie.
Now that's where I would push back a little bit. Like Michigan was so bad on offense, their coordinator got fired after beating Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying. You can't lose this game. That's just that's just one of those games you can't lose, and that's what we're going to have this weekend when we're debating on Penn State getting in if they lose. And if if Miami deserves to be in over Alabama, these are the same scenarios. You didn't even make it to your conference championship.
Because some of these conferences are way tougher than these other conferences.
But that's what I'm saying.
Be a 1 or 2 seed in their conference. I might be a 3 seed in my conference, but let's be real. The Big Ten is better than you know what I'm saying. Like,
but you understand the argument you're making is because we've allowed 12 teams. Any other time in the history of football, these teams would already have been eliminated. This is a huge thing. Who you lost to in the conference championship game? Did you even make it? These are scenarios that would have been eliminated, these teams. 6 of these guys wouldn't even be in a conversation right now. Factor cap, Smitty. Oregon is a 1 seed regardless what happens.
What do you mean regardless?
Did they lose to Penn State?
Cap. Nah, ain't no way.
They're still going to be a 1 seed.
If they lose?
You know what I mean by 1 seed. Now the top 4 are getting a bye, right?
Yeah.
So are they still going to be highly enough ranked
to get a bye?
There's going to be to bye. Yeah, bye.
Oh,
one team will automatically get a bye regardless, right? Because Boise will get a bye if they win. Penn State will now get a bye because they're the champ, right? Oregon will still be a bye team, right?
Hey, Bailey, put the bracket up one more time, please.
Yeah, let me see the bracket one more time. That's a tough question.
Because Penn State will get the bye if they win.
Boom. Yeah.
So Oregon will still be in the bye week scenario, won't they?
No.
Because Texas win.
Those are the highest rated 4 conference champions.
Yeah. So they're out. So cap.
You gotta win the conference to get the bye.
Yeah.
Except for Boise.
No, Boise got to win the conference.
I mean, except for Arizona State.
Right. One's gonna be left out. That's why they say the 4 highest rated conference champs.
Yeah, the 4 highway conference. Yeah. So cap. Yeah, like literally cap.
Like if Oregon loses to Penn State, they'll be hosting a game.
I just don't get it. I just don't. I just can't. I can't grasp the concept, I guess. Because I don't understand.
We don't
understand how Arizona State is getting.
Hey, we don't want to
overwork the top 4 highest.
We don't want to overwork your processor over there, man. I just don't know why.
The Big 12 champ.
A glitch in your matrix.
No, I understand. I get the math of it.
Shaun been talking crazy all show, JB. You got to watch Shaun today.
I get the math of it, but I don't. To me, it just makes my point stronger to all this narrow-mindedness.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. The Big 12 champ is not going to be higher ranked than Boise. Like, fucking, come on, dog. You can't tell me you can tell me till you're blue in the face that that's right. It's not right.
Hey, the team they're playing in the Mountain West title game went undefeated in the Big 12. We beat Houston and Kansas.
I think JB is so stuck on like the history of these things, like Boise. Like it sounds crazy in his head that Boise is like the top seed,
which is crazy to me because Boise is like we created Boise, then Boise took what Tulane created in '98 and got a chance in the Fiesta Bowl. You remember the Statue of Liberty, and I think the running back proposed during the game. Like, man, they brought Showtime back to the bowl system. Man, come on, Boise ain't just come around recently.
Yeah, respect Boise, JB.
Come on, man.
He's so pissed, Shaun. He's so mad.
I just think it's the most mediocre shit we've ever seen.
Hey, he hit refresh on the modem, and he's taking forever. I don't know why you're so stuck on this.
Why are you so mad? To Shaun's point, your biggest point, Shaun, how's he so mad and the shit ain't even happened yet? Like, we don't even know how good it's going to be yet. He's already like, in his head, it's shitty. No matter what happens today or tomorrow, Shaun, it could be the most incredible football we've ever seen in our lives. It could be overtime, close. He's already told himself this is shitty. It don't matter what happens.
It gives you extra weekends for Club Palooza to be popping. Like, why are you so against it?
I just don't like mediocrity.
You can spend more time with your dog. You can actually train your dog during the time you spend. People can come over there and dress nice, not worry about their clothes getting sloppy gas as soon as they come in. Like it's a chance for improved growth. I don't know why you're so against it.